Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kimmer, if you haven't seen this one before, and I am coming to you from Southeast Texas, right on the Gulf. Someday I will do one on the ocean, a segment on the ocean, and we'll maybe meditate or something, but for now I'm just doing it on my deck because it's very busy down there. Very. It's 26 miles of beach and people everywhere. So today I'd like to do a little more on meditation. I told you I started on it yesterday, and today I'd like to further it with grounding and a little more information about meditation, because meditation is very important for us. The difference between meditation and sleeping is in meditation you're receiving information, you're receiving guidance at times, you're receiving healing. When you're sleeping, you're unconscious. You're healing, but you're unconscious. When you're meditating, you're conscious. And that's why you don't want to fall asleep during meditation, because then you lose that information that you're receiving. We call them downloads. That's what we call them. And if you have a question that you want to ask the divine, you do it before you meditate. And sometimes it just shows up in your head. There's no words. It's intuition. That's what it is. It's your soul talking to you. And it's just a knowing. It's just a knowing. You know the answer. That's all it is. I've had a conversation, and it's just a knowing the other end and trusting in yourself that that's the answer. You have to trust. You can't just go into this saying, well, that was my mind, and I'm not good at this, and I can't do this. And if you go in with a negative outlook, you're going to leave with a negative outlook. You know, you're going to get a negative outcome. So go into it trusting yourself. We all, every single person on this earth has intuition, but most have turned it off. They don't trust it. They don't want it. They go for the glamour instead of the real knowing. Because a lot of times the answer isn't what you want. It's what you need. And yeah, I've experienced that a lot. And I fought it a lot. Resistance will have a worse outcome. If you get an answer and you resist it, you're going to have some problems. Issues will show up in your world, because when you're on your path that you're supposed to be on, your soul path, things go smoothly. If things start happening, little teeny weeny things here, there, and everywhere, that means that maybe you need to relook things. Look at it again and see if maybe you aren't doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know? And that's when meditation helps. You ask, am I on my right path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing, or is that what I'm supposed to be doing? You know, and a lot of times you're going to get that answer. You might not get it right away. Sometimes it comes up in a song. I have had songs playing on the radio, and a song lyric will just boing out at me, and that's the answer. The best is yet to come was consistent for me, getting me through. There was several songs that have those lyrics in them, and it would just boing at me. Or, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby. That song would always play for me every time I turn the radio on, and that was my message. So it doesn't always come in meditation. It can come later, but you've made the connection. And sometimes it's YouTube. Every morning I turn YouTube on, and I say, before I turn it on, I say, is there anything you want to tell me today? And then I look to see what's on my leads. And boy, I would say 8 out of 10 times there's something there for me to watch. And then when I'm watching, you have to watch the whole thing, and sometimes it's not all about what you're supposed to know. You have to use your intuition for everything. That's what this is all about. You're in training. You're using your intuition to decipher if this is the right way or the wrong way. And boy, I would say 75% of the time I said, oh, that can't be me. I didn't trust. And then I would run into resistance. Things would fall apart. Things would happen. It becomes messy sometimes. And if you keep resisting, it gets harder and harder. So know that your world runs smoothly if you're going in the right direction you're supposed to be going, and you're meditating and you're doing the right thing. You'll get synchronicities. You'll get 222, 1111, 333. They call them angel numbers. I don't look into what each number represents because they all have different definitions. That's one of them bling bling things that they have tried to sell everybody. I just look at it as, if I'm getting those numbers, I'm doing the right thing. Or he's telling me, keep moving, you're fine. 1111 to me is keep moving, you're fine. You'll be fine. But everybody has their own thing too, because my number is 17. Number 17 is my number. So I get 217, 317, license plates will have 1717, or phone numbers will have 1717, or 222-333-444, that's his way of telling you that you're fine, you're doing well. And when he wants me to know that I'm not, he will give me 1110, 1112. It'll be one below or one above, and I'll be like, well, what am I doing now? Why am I not doing it? And then I'll have to sit down and think about what I'm doing and focus inside of myself and ask myself, so what am I doing not right? And most of the time I do know. I'm just being defiant because humans are defiant. I am. I don't like things at times, I don't want to do that right now. And then I pay for it. Yeah. Resistance comes with negativity. Yeah. Like my plants. Well, all of a sudden I'm a plant girl, and all of a sudden I'll have bugs or something like that. So pay attention to what's happening inside of you and what's happening outside. Outside is just messages. Inside is important. Just pay attention. Use your intuition. Practice it often. And right before you go to sleep, do some deep breathing, and you might get a download then. I always do 6 breaths. And because I'm always in fight or flight still, my mind is quiet now. It's much better than it used to be. But my body for 50 some years has been in fight or flight, so it's not going to come out that easy. So I've been battling it for years. And so I take and I plug my left nostril and breathe in through my right nostril, and then out slowly through my mouth. That revamps your nervous system. It affects the vagus nerve. I will cover this more, but I'm just telling you this now just in case you want to try it. When it goes in your left or right nostril, it tells your nervous system to come out of fight or flight and go into rest and digest. So if you feel that your anxiety is coming on or anything, take some deep breaths through just your right nostril. The opposite occurs when you plug your right nostril and breathe through your left nostril. Then you get energetic. You get inspiration. If you want creativity, it's best to take a couple breaths through your left nostril, and that'll help you out. But for me, I'm always in fight or flight. I have fibromyalgia because of it, and we'll talk about that in another time. It's pretty much gone now until I go into higher anxiety things. And if you're like me, I can tell you how to help that along. But one thing at a time here, where I don't want my videos too long because I always lose people if I talk too much. So meditation is just connecting with yourself consciously, quietly, calmly, and relaxing. If you are not relaxed, you cannot get the information. And that's what it's all about. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with... You can hum. Humming is great because it's a frequency and it's healing. But, they've made this like a stigma because of the monks humming, and just that's all they do all day long. And we don't have to do that. You just sit I put a pillow behind my back, so I don't have to worry about holding myself up. I prop myself up and I sit nice and tall, and you put your chin forward and your hands on your knees. They say if you put your hands cupped up, you're in receiving mode, and if you put your hands down on your legs, you're in energy mode. You're just receiving energy and not information. If you want information, you cup them up. I don't know. They say a lot of things, and that didn't resonate with me. And I don't know if you know what resonate means. Did it feel right? Did your intuition say yes? Or did it say, For me, not so much. So I just sit with my hands comfortably so I can be comfortable. Because that's what you want to be. You want to be comfortable. That pose that they do, that's all ego. That's an ego pose. Look what I can do. And you're not really calm then. Your muscles are holding you up. I don't understand it. I don't know why you would want to do that. But they don't want us healing ourselves. They want us in the doctor's office. So I'm assuming that's what that's about. Anyway, grounding. Grounding is becoming centered with yourself, centering yourself, and merging with the divine through nature. It's gaining information also through other ways. And grounding and meditation they run together. They really do. If you can put your feet on the ground and grab those negative ions that come up through the ground, that's the best way to meditate. Or put your back up against a tree. Trees give off negative ions. Water, running water is the best because it's a negative ion in the air and you're breathing it in at the same time. You're not just getting it through the ground, you're getting it through your lungs and it goes through your body. So if you have a waterfall, even a shower gives you negative ions that you just absorb. And that is calming. It's healing. It's just so good for you. So grounding, you can get grounding sheets. They have silver in them, and they plug into the wall, and they have instructions on how to do it. I sleep on a grounding sheet. I do, because why not? And they have grounding mats. I don't trust them. I don't know. They're rubber. How is rubber conductive? Because that's what we're doing. We're conducting electricity to our body to charge. So the grounding sheets have silver. Silver is highly conductive. Silver is the best thing you can do. So I don't know. I would go with the sheets with the silver in them over this rubber mats. I think that's another con. Or just go on the ground. We have fire ants. And we have burrs, and we have poison ivy in Texas. I'm from Wisconsin. I just moved here a year ago, so I didn't realize that I wouldn't be able to really walk on the ground, except on the beach. On the beach, it's beautiful. So we go to the beach every day, and we ground and walk and breathe in those negative ions. And the ocean is so healing. The salt is amazing for you. But you know, the weather doesn't always hold up all the time. And the ocean can get pretty angry. Anyway, if you can get near running water, a creek, anything, that's great. And put your feet in it. It's wonderful. Go for a walk in nature even. You know, there's negative ions in the air if you're amongst the trees because they're breathing out. And that's respiration, and that's water. And that's oxygen. And, you know, we need to get back to the simplicity of life. That's what we need to do. This running and running and running and working and never really connecting to anybody or anything. We have to connect back to nature. That's what healed us in the past. Back hundreds of years ago, people were very healthy. They had bells. You know, a frequency can heal. And so the churches would ring the bells, and that would heal the whole town. And the organs, the pipe organs, would make a frequency, and they'd play them once a week, and that would heal the whole town because it was all piped out for everybody to hear because it was important to be healthy. We are the sickest generation there is right now. This is ridiculous how sick we all are. Our food, our water, our air, the sun, you never see it. You need the sun for energy. And it also creates vitamin D in your body, and that boosts your immune system. You don't have an immune system if you don't have sun, and they tell you to slather on all this toxic sunscreen. You have a mechanism inside of you, and when the sun goes in your eyeball, it starts melatonin. And the production of melatonin is your natural sunscreen. And you can't do it all at once. You have to do it in increments until you've built up your melatonin. And don't put sunscreen on. Don't put sunglasses on. Get that sun in your eyes. I take these off all the time because I think regular glasses also have UV deterrent, and that's bad for you too. You know, the whole world is created for big pharma to get big rich. That's basically what it is. We are sick. We give them all this money and they never cure anything. They just treat the symptoms. So that's why we need to understand how to heal ourselves. They're not going to heal you. They're just going to treat a symptom and create another symptom that needs to be treated with another pill. And everybody's identity is their sickness now. You say, hi, how are you? I have lupus and I have, all this thing, and I'm taking this and I'm taking that. And it's like, oh, I don't take anything. I take sun. I take earth. I take meditation. I deep breathe. Breathing cleanses you. The deep breath in and the full breath out releases toxins. Yeah, it's all documented. It's hard to research because Google will cover it up because they're owned by Big Pharma. Yeah, I used to do DuckDuckGo, but then they were bought out, and now everything it's hard. It's hard to find. I have found some sources now, and I keep up with things. Try to anyway, and I will share with you whatever I know. As soon as I think of it, I will share it with you. But there is respiration, which is breathing, perspiration, urination, defecation. Those are the 4 ways of getting rid of toxins out of you. So, if you deep breathe, you are releasing toxins. And a sauna is the maximum way of deep breathing. In a sauna you'll be sweating it and breathing it. And if you use infrared, I heard that's great. I've never used one, but there's a lot of people that really say that's a wonderful way of getting rid of toxins, that infrared heals, that they feel amazing when they're done. Another way I know of is a borax and Epsom salt bath. Take an hour. Soak an hour, and it's at least a cup of each. You can't overdo it. I do 2 cups of each. And soak as long as you can and as warm as you can, because it opens up your pores. The Epsom salt and borax, not only do they absorb in you and give you magnesium and boron, but they suck out toxins. They take them out. I watched a show, a clip, where a woman was, they measured her arms, legs, waist, and then she went in that bath for 20 minutes, and she came out and she lost inches because it pulled out all the toxins. And water retention is because of toxins. So you're going to lose water, you're going to lose toxins, you're going to lose weight. Yeah, it works. It really does. And you feel great. I love it before nighttime, before sleep, and then put a little lavender essential oil in there, or even eucalyptus. I love both, actually, and a little peppermint. Those 3 together make a beautiful bath, and it's non-toxic, because that's what you're looking for, is everything that's non-toxic. Hard to find, because if you buy it in a store, chances are that it's toxic in some way. But you have to live. You have to survive. I live in a city. I can't have a garden. I try, but the bugs get it. So I eat store-bought food, so I have to detox. So meditate as much as you can, every day if you can. Find 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Go out on your deck and deep breathe 6 times. Close your eyes and just be calm for 5 minutes. 20 if you can. But the 5 minutes will even do wonders. A friend of mine called me and says, I'm having anxiety attacks. I don't know what to do. And I told her, you have to breathe. And it calmed her down, and she was able to go to work, and she's been doing it ever since. And she's so much better, just like I was. I was always anxiety and fight or flight. And that will help you. I will tell you in the future hacks to get out of fight or flight besides just the nostril one. There's quite a few of them, and how to do the vagus nerve reset. But for now, we're going to leave it at the meditation and grounding. And grounding is important. It gets us back our connection to the earth, because we come from the earth. We are all connected. You know that, right? We are all connected by Him. Every one of us. We're all one. And we have been made to divide by bling words of racism and anti-Semitism and bigotry. And they made all these words to divide us, because then we're weak. And they can control weak communities. So we need to unite with the earth and unite with each other. Once we get healthy, they can't stop us. They can't. We'll be strong, and there's not as many of them as there is us. So that's the plan. We'll get healthy and stand up to them, and we'll take our world back and make a better place for our grandkids. That's what I want to do. So, ladies, get on that meditation. Feel better. You are worth it. You are a magnificent human being. You are made by Him for a reason. You're important. You are important to this world. Don't ever forget that. And trust your intuition. Trust yourself. That's what this whole journey is about, is trusting yourself again. All right. Till next time. Love ya.